Dude, wherever you're comfortable and whenever you can hear me, then we'll start rolling, buddy.
We'll do it. Yeah, we're good now. So if you can do the background monitor guy yelling at the mic.
Totally good, man. So, growing up, being a huge fan, and first seeing you guys like on Headbangers Ball, doing, spreading the disease stuff, Madhouse, I would have never imagined you guys doing acoustic sets today.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been great for us because I think a lot of people saw that first serious thing we did, serious radio, and they were great enough for us to go on the Opie and Jim show, and a lot of people saw that and heard it, and all these requests came in after that. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, I love the rawness of it all. The only hard part about it is getting up and doing it. That's from the night before. Like we had a late show last night. We went on at 10. So most of the show again the afternoon. You don't even get up in the morning. Whatever. You just what it is.
Yeah.
Your body's really not up.
Gotcha.
I love the challenge of it all. I love the rawness, and it's just you and a guitar. It's kind of great.
Well, and it's live as well, so I think that's a great thing for you guys to do. And I always thought that Joey had one of the best voices in metal, and I think doing something like that allows him to do a lot more as well.
Absolutely, and yeah, we're very fortunate that way. Joey's, he's a gift. He's got this great voice that he can sing whatever. So. And even today, we just finished one a little while ago, and I sing backgrounds in that, so it's just fun watching. So I just have to second him underneath, so it's all good.
Awesome, and well, happy 35 years to you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thanks, Mark.
So if you had to look back in time and say, you know what, I'm really thankful for this, what would be like 2 or 3 things that you're like really thankful for those 35 years?
Well, first off, it's 35 years of a career. I'm very thankful, and to think when we started way back when to last this long, and even look, to be honest, to hear that people reviewing our record and saying it's our finest work to date, if a lot of people said that, that's just amazing to us. So it gives you a kick in your step, and it's just very flattering and humbling, all the above. And look, we're lucky enough to make a living in this music business, whatever business there is. We make a living out of music, and I don't take that lightly. I think it's a gift, and all I want to do is do the best work I can do and not disappoint myself or anybody else. I think that's what Anthrax has always done. So that alone, I think that stands for everything. So I'm just very thankful, and I want to keep it going because it's a great buzz. There's a whole new generation of fans along with our generation. Our fans have been with us forever, so there's a whole new generation of fans that are coming up that are becoming Anthrax fans, and we see that in the crowd. So it's a really great thing happening, and this band is hungrier than ever, which is also a great thing. So it's all working very nicely, thankfully.
Well, it definitely shows in the material you guys have been putting out the past few years. But I also find it perplexing that the music today reaches so much further and so much faster today than it did 35 years ago, but it still sells 15 times less than it did 10 years ago. I find that very odd.
Well, I don't find it odd because the illegal downloading is alive and well. If people get their music different ways now at the end of the day. So what I'm happy to see that vinyl is coming back in a big way. I'm glad to see that. But it's not only illegal downloading. People just, they can go to YouTube. They get there. They stream. It's a different life now than what used to be. And you either adapt or you don't make it. You really have to adapt. And one thing Anthrax has always been, and maybe it's our way of life, it's just adapting to what's given to us, and got to roll with the punches and fight it really, and move on and do your best. All you can do is do your best with all this stuff.
Well, I think sometimes people get too hung up on the albums don't sell like they used to, but it is a different time, it's a different day, and there's different ways to go about things. And I think you guys, by the quality of the albums and your albums today, I mean, nothing to knock against the past. I mean, I grew up with Among the Living and Spreading the Disease and Fistful of Metal and that whole era, but the quality that you guys put out today, it's not like there's one or two strong songs. You guys are still writing full albums, which some of the peers out there, your peers write 2 or 3 good songs, but you guys are writing a full album worth of quality material. So how does that writing process differ today than maybe it did 10, 20, 30 years ago?
I just think we know each other pretty well. Really, we better know each other really well. I mean, you got to realize we've been together as a band longer than we've been with our families. Like we're all married. Most of us are married with the children, and we've been together longer. We see the band members more than our families in this career. So in this lifestyle, so we better know each other pretty well. So the writing, I think we just know who we are and what works. And you got to remember, we are fans writing songs as fans, and hopefully. The hope is that you connect with other fans that will like the same thing you like, and thankfully it's been a really good connection. People are getting what we're doing, and just hearing you, Mark, to be honest with it, thank you for saying that. That the music is right on. What we do, we don't write 1 or 2 songs for the record. You write a whole record. It should take you on a journey. I like to call it the roller coaster of Anthrax's record, because the first song. You should get on, you can strap yourself in, and it should bring you through a journey and leave you on a high. And that's what I'm very proud to say. I think the ANTHRAX record, for All Kings, does that.
Most definitely does. And I think, many years ago, and unfortunately it was that horrible, and I'm a Kiss fan, that horrible Crazy Nights tour that was just abysmal. But I got to meet you and the rest of the guys in Costa Mesa at the gig there. And, you guys were having a pick war. Me and my buddies were having a pick war with you, and you guys were so personable and friendly back then. Not that you're not now, but you guys made us feel very comfortable as fans, and more like we weren't fans, but just people that were hanging out with you guys. So much appreciated the way that you guys treated us back then.
Well, Mark, there's no reason to change anybody to anything. I believe at the end of the day, we're just fans who write music. And we want to connect with other fans. So I don't treat anybody differently. I just want to be normal. I just want to be who I am. Right? So I don't believe in looking to anybody. It's great to get the acknowledgement and stuff that you're writing great songs, and I love that. But this is the way I grew up. Everybody's human. Nobody's better than anybody else. We're just very fortunate to be able to write music and play music for a living.
Well, that's good. I look at taking Joey, for example, I see him going to, baseball games, and he sings the national anthem, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Are you able or willing to speak to maybe some of the controversy that goes on in pro sports right now with guys taking knees instead of standing to salute?
Everybody, for me, everybody's allowed to do it because we are in America. We're allowed to do whatever you want to do, and that's fine. So, everybody has their different opinions, and they're allowed to do that, and that's fine. I don't look at it in any other way. I want to watch a football game. That's all I care about, or a baseball game. If you want to do that, that's fine. I don't have a judgment either way. It's just that you do you, because that's what the United States is about. People having the right to do that. You want to do it? Fine. Other people have different opinions? That's fine. It's all allowed, and that's what's great about this country.
Agreed. You're a football fan?
I am. Just before this, and you're going to hate me because I'm a Dallas fan. I hear that a lot, and because I grew up in New York. But all the guys, and the reasoning behind this is all the guys who liked the Giants and the Jets. And look, I'm a New York guy. I'll go for them and stuff like that. But my team is Dallas. It's always been since Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett and all that stuff.
And they're playing the Packers today, is it? Is that who they're playing?
Yeah, it's a great game. Yeah, it's actually a great game right now. So yeah, we're the great thing about this touring thing right now, we're also on tour with Slayer. We have a headline show today, but we're on tour with Slayer, so we have a pool every week of the teams. And, you know, you mix it more fun. Everybody's into the Slayer guys. We're into it. Death Angel guys, we all get into it. And just how you do. I won one so far in the pool.
Awesome.
So I'm looking at my games and see how I'm doing it. You know, it's just fun to do.
Well, Carrie's probably not too happy today because the Raiders are losing right now. So.
Are they?
Yeah, they're down by 13.
I'll be hearing that.
They're down by 13 right now.
Well, it's too early. It's like the third quarter or something, so it's still early.
It is doable, man. But real quick, a couple years ago, you kind of got involved with kind of a charitable cause, and you were donating your basses and things like that to schools in New York. How did that come about for you?
Just because I'm a New York kid, and it was important for me. I believe in the arts for kids. I have a 10-year-old son. I think it's important to put an instrument in these kids' hands. You can know there's something else than video games. Coming from a dad who has a 10-year-old, and it's always hard to get him off the video games and everything else, and just letting them know that there's something that's a release for them out there. Because when I grew up, I started to get 13. I started to. That was my out from feeling all the pressures of life and growing up in the angst. It was a great out for me, playing guitar, playing bass. So I want to give people, children, that chance to have an instrument in their hand. I think it's important to just make them feel like they have there's an art out there that they can go to. Excuse me. And there's nothing like it. Like I have, like I said, I have a 10-year-old. When I see him pick up my guitar, and he's just starting to get it, you know what I mean? And when I see him, it's a really proud moment because I'm passing the torch. So it's been so good to me. I'm thankful for it. I'm so thankful for it. I just want to see people have that kind of feeling that they can get from playing an instrument. I think it's really important for life.
No, I completely agree. I'm a drummer, but play other instruments as well. But thinking back to junior high and high school and playing there and developing early on, and now that some of those opportunities are taken away from schools because of finances, I think it's a travesty because, like you said, for some people it's that escape and it's that way to that next level in their life, and it helps them. And I appreciate what you've done back there for the schools.
Oh yeah, it's harder now, believe me, because all the school funds. Believe me, I see firsthand how the funds just diminished, and they don't have a music program, which drives me crazy because it's such a great thing for kids to do. But that's life right now. So you got to, I just hope it gets better in the future.
I agree with you. Well, I'm based in Sacramento, California. Next weekend, you guys are coming here, playing the AFTERSHOCK Festival. Excited to see you guys on this. But how's the festival season treated you guys this year?
The festival, the crowds are always great. The crowds are always. Thankfully, ANTHRAX is very fortunate to have this great fan base, and I'm not just saying that; it's the truth. That come out in droves to see us, and they know they're going to get an action-packed kind of energetic kind of vibe. And so, all we ever want to do with the crowd, any crowd that comes in, you want to meet their energy. It's not just the band playing; it's the crowd, and you come together to make this one great energy. So these festivals have been nothing but that. This great explosion of energy. Coming to that next week, that's going to be awesome. That's just a good time. And I have to say this, the only problem with all these festivals that we got to watch, and this is from the band's perspective, clean toilets. The porta potties, and if people always ask, what's the least favorite things about the festivals? Well, it's always fun getting to see your band, your friends in bands and stuff, but the least favorite part, if you have to use a porta potty, and that sounds disgusting, but it is reality and it is truth of touring, the touring life. It diminishes a little bit. It's like, wow, why are you running water, running plumbing somewhere? I know they have it. They have these great trailers that have running plumbing, and it helps everybody have a better day. The shows are always great, so that's all that matters.
I feel you, man. Are there any bands that maybe you've seen in the past couple months doing these festivals with such a mixed match of artists that you've kind of seen maybe for the first time or you're excited about seeing again?
Well, I'll tell you, we just just to on one of the shows we played with one of my favorite bands of all time, Cheap Trick, and just another. And it's great because we actually picked songs for the set list. Rick came in our dressing room before the show, and we just started picking out songs we wanted to hear. And Rick Nielsen, and he obliged us. He played those songs, which was awesome. And then he invited us on stage to go. I sang some backgrounds with Robin and Tom Peterson, so it was great. Just great times. That's still one of my favorite bands of all time. So that was a big thing for me.
That's fantastic. Whenever you get those opportunities for the people that kind of inspired you to do what you do, and you connect on that level, that's just a blessing in life, period.
Totally. And Cheap Trick, they're better than ever now. The new record's awesome. Just one of the best rock bands ever.
Well, talking about other bands, a few years back you were playing with Page Hamilton doing Helmet, kind of a different style of music. Yeah. Was there anything that doing that time with him that maybe you took away and you've said, hey, I'm a better player now because I've done this? Anything maybe he taught you?
Exactly what I did. I learned, Page taught me a lot just because, he's a professor of music. I don't know if a lot of people know that. He's a really smart dude. He's not only a good friend of mine, I love him. He's a great dude. But it was a great time in that band. I think I learned to be a better bass player, different kind of playing rhythmically, because I had to play with a pick first, but it was really holding the bottom down. And I think I have brought that into the newer Anthrax songs. So I just feel it made me something that I needed to have in my bass, if you will, repertoire. But I just think it made me a better bass player, just digging in like that. And I still love those days. Those are great times in that band with Paige, Johnson Pester, Chris Trainer playing guitar too. It was just, come on in. I'm in the kitchen, by the way. So that's why I had to tell this poor girl she's trying to serve stuff in there, this poor girl. So it was the helmet time. It was just a blast and a half. It was just a lot of drinking, but good times. But just with my friends, it was like being on tour with your friends. It was just a bunch of good times.
Great, man. Well, look, dude, I appreciate all the years of music you've given me and helped me carry through with all the albums and everything. I look forward to seeing you guys next weekend, saying hi backstage. And I wish you guys the best, and I'll see you in 7 days.
Great. Come say hello, Mark. All right, bro?
All right, buddy. Thanks for your time, Frank.
All right. Take care, Mark. Bye-bye.
You bet. Bye-bye.